Welcome back. Education Officer for Testing and Evaluation, Patterson Abraham, has provided some insight into the ongoing training of teachers in anticipation of implementing the CPEA in St. Lucia. The new examination model will address the shortcomings of the Common Entrance Examination. Jacques Winning reports.
Grade 6 students will sit the Common Entrance Examination for the last time in 2021, when it will be replaced by the CPEA. However, for the class of 2022, preparations begin from this September. Education Officer for Testing and Evaluation, Patterson Abraham, says the journey has already begun for teachers who, under the guidance of the Ministry of Education, are currently undergoing the necessary training to allow them to prepare students.
In this training, we are giving teachers the exposure to what the CPA program actually entails. And when we speak about the structure of the CPA program, there are various components, and these components are very important for teachers to really understand what would be implemented in the school. And we are doing it as early as September of this year.
According to Abraham, teachers will be a core pillar in the success of local implementation. He explained that the new exam allows teachers a new level of autonomy. He says for this reason, their training must be thorough and targeted in majority towards classroom assessment measures.
So we see a renewed zest when it comes to that of assessment in our education system. So this is a program, and last week we had about 220 teachers from the northern districts of districts 1 to 4 being trained. This week we have approximately 250 teachers from the south being trained in this program.
He observed that many countries have moved to the CPEA as a standardized test throughout the region, so that if any child who sits the examination moves to another island, there will be no need to do another exam. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
Shareholder Prime Ministers of regional carrier Liat are scheduled to meet in Barbados to discuss the fate of the airline. According to the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, a previously scheduled meeting was not held due to the unavailability of Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados. He said that the meeting will also include the chairman of CARICOM, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez. Brown, who does not share the position adopted by the major shareholders of the Antigua-based cash-strapped airline, has been pushing for a plan to keep the airline, whether in a new incarnation, afloat. He said his administration has at least $20 million that could be invested in the new venture, which he said could be renamed Liat 2020 instead of existing Liat. Liat has since scheduled a meeting for the 31st of July of the company's creditors to discuss its liquidation. The leader of the opposition, Philip JPM, met with the executive of the St. Lucia National Youth Council on Tuesday, the 14th of July, to discuss his vision for the youth as well as to garner their perspective of the plight of the youth in St. Lucia. The Press and Communications Officer of the SLP, Mondi Lewis, stated that the party is focused on engaging and consulting the youth on national issues.
On Tuesday 14th, the St. Lucia National Youth Council engaged the leader of the opposition, Philippe J. on his visions for youth in the country. The two parties discussed pertinent issues affecting the youth as well as what the party will put in place to assist or solve these problems. President of the St. Lucia National Youth Council, Nias Alfred, says the engagement was very candid.
We both agreed in the meeting that the prosperity of our country would only come if we pay particular attention to ensuring that the quality of life of our citizens be improved through quality healthcare, education, food security, among other things. The St. Lucia National Youth Council's mandate from inception is to continually engage stakeholders whose business is development and share perspectives on the future of this country.
He indicated that the meeting served its purpose. However, the council will only deem it successful when it can see some of the solutions to the issues addressed come to fruition. The communications officer of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Monday Lewis, explained that the meeting with the National Youth Council is just the first in a series of engagements with youth in the country.
The dialogue with the NYC was really to focus on what, as a young person, do you believe would be of impact to you? How would you realize your St. Lucian self? How would you realize you being a global citizen, being able to work anywhere in the world? And these are the conversations that we are having with young people. So yes, we hear a lot of persons talking about what is the Labour Party doing for young people. Again, these things are processes.
The NYC says a series of interactions will take place with all possible stakeholders to ensure that the welfare of the youth is kept at the forefront of everyone's agenda.
And of course, we are going to be dialoguing with a lot of the members of the different sides of the political divide to ensure that the concerns and the ideals of young people are equally embedded in the plans and policies of every single political party in St. Lucia. Because at the end of the day, to say that young people are the future of St. Lucia is not enough. We actually need to see policies being put in place to ensure that young people are as valued as they seem to be every 5 years.
Alfred says the council is hopeful that now that official dialogue has begun, it will continue well past the election and campaign season. He indicated that in the coming days, the council is counting on interacting with other stakeholders who play major roles in the development and advancement of youth in St. Lucia. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Thank you, Genevieve. National boxing coach Conrad Fredericks is urging women to learn self-defense. He lamented the fact that many women have been victim to domestic abuse of late and says due to COVID-19 there appears to be growing tensions within homes, and as such, every woman should know how to defend herself.
There have been many recent reports of acts of violence against women. The latest incidents being the shooting of a young woman at Pigeon Point and the chopping of another a day later. National boxing coach Conrad Fredericks says such incidents are terrifying and women should use this as encouragement to learn self-defense.
Right now the coronavirus become a change towards human, because it become like this, because before the coronavirus come in, there used to be more on the streets, but now people more be at the home now among the family, and you find you got a lot of advantage going on around at the home, because remember you didn't see one another before, but now you see one another more steady, more often at your home, and you find the partners, they might have a partner, a bully partner, what might like what they might be doing, they might be out, the female might be out a lot of times doing their job, and they might feel they out doing their own things, they might find they get advantage, they get bullied on the street when they're walking.
Fredericks says women are free to come to the National Boxing Gym where they can learn basic boxing or just work on strengthening their bodies. He is urging men to respect and cherish women more as they are the givers of life.
Women playing a great part in the world right now. Women is one of the most cherished things right now in the world. We have to take care of women, we have to make sure it's a special commodity. Because remember, we come from a mother. We have sisters, we have aunties, we have cousins with female. And I think that we should take care of female more than how we treat them. We treat them more with a more love, a more friendly thing, you know. Women play a great part, and I think we should do more for women.
He explained that women's boxing has taken off in the world of sports and St. Lucian women should give it a try, as it could lead to many opportunities, or they would at least be fit and be able to defend themselves from many forms of abuse. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.